Hello everyone, Rain here, and welcome to the start of a new project. This is a Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, one job per character. Yes, it's a challenge run. The main logic behind going for a challenge run instead of a vanilla run is primarily due to the fact that at late game, vanilla Final Fantasy Tactics Advance just kinda gets broken over your knee if you even have the slightest idea what you're doing. So with that in mind, I figured it was a little bit better to just limit ourselves, have some fun with it, make this actually somewhat of a challenging experience, though there's still some major exploits that can be taken advantage of. So the simple rules for this challenge are as follows. Once any member of our party gets into combat, they are stuck in the job they got into combat with. So for example, the main character, Marsh, starts as a soldier. Once he gets into combat, he cannot switch away from the soldier job for the rest of the game. Same with Montblanc, the second character we get. Montblanc starts as a black mage, and since he's involved in a tutorial battle where you are mandated to use him, you cannot switch him away from that job for the rest of the game. We do start with a bunch of generic units as well, which we will be able to customize to some extent. However, any additional characters beyond that, fortunately there is a way we can get them into other jobs, and thereby use them, but it's a bit of a slow and annoying process. Especially because they won't have the levels required to really have a high success chance of completing the missions we have to send them on. But enough of that. Let's toggle over into the game feed here. There's a few additional rules. I'll explain them as they come up. And is it this button? Yes, it is. I'm starting from the load screen. We aren't skipping the tutorial battle, but the title screen has a weird loop to it, and, you know, the typical attract mode. I need to make sure my cursor isn't on one screen. That's something I'm going to have to pay close attention to. I am running this on an emulator. The main reason for that is it's a lot easier to emulate this than to try and get a Game Boy, or get a Game Boy player for GameCube, get a GameCube, hook all of them up to a TV, which I don't have, and then get a capture card to run that TV, or run that feed into the computer. So I'm taking the path of least resistance. I do have a physical cartridge copy of this less than 10 feet from me, though. But I love how I just kind of talked through the entire attract phase. We're gonna start a new game. I do have a save file right now, which was my casual save from about a year ago. And we start in the middle of winter. Quite fitting, actually. Spot the protagonists. I'm not gonna voice act most of this. I might voice act some, I might read some out, but for the most part, we're not really here for the story. We're here to watch me get my crap pushed in by stupidly hard, well, things that I am stupidly underprepared for, okay? Story summary. Mute, the little guy in the green hoodie, is the nerdy kid. He's getting bullied by the jocks. We're the new kid in town and don't like that. And there's a lot of Disney-grade dead parents involved in multiple directions. As far as my commentary goes, I'm also probably not going to be commentating through the entire process. The audio is balanced more so that if I feel the need to take a moment and just breathe, I can, without it being stupidly quiet. So, girl with the pink hair is Ritz. She's, well, she's sort of the Agrius of this game. A little bit. Not really, but kind of. And our protagonist is by default named Marsh. I'm tempted to read him to Rosa, but I'm pretty sure some people will gank me in my sleep if I do that. So we're just gonna stick with the default name for now. And suddenly, our silent protagonist isn't so silent anymore. And here we have the weirdest spelling of Leslie that I have ever seen. I know it's probably the correct one, but like, holy crap. There's a lot of weird names in this town. And here we have our tutorial. So spoiler alert, we aren't technically to the game proper yet, so we aren't locked into the tutorial job. Not that we could use it beyond here anyways. So apparently Marsh is from a warmer town and doesn't really know how snow works. Cool. And it's a basic tactics game tutorial. Grid-based, you know, accuracy based on attacking from side or back. You have a move and an action. You can wait to speed up your next turn if you don't have a good action usable, blah, blah, blah. And I basically explained all this, so I'm going to mash through most of this text. Yes, you went 2 squares and didn't even show the actual movement grid when you did that, so I don't know what the point of that was, Ritz. And Ritz kind of breaks the game here by attacking when combat hasn't been officially declared yet. I mean, it misses, but wow, that's just a cheap shot. Repeat lesson. No. Alright. And Ritz is almost guaranteed to be the fastest unit that you start with in this entire process. Her job in this situation is actually class head. And what's funny is, if you don't read out this text, you never see it ever again. So, student responsible for taking morning roll call. I love how all of the class names are just kind of ridiculous and fancy, and yet when you actually read what the responsibilities associated are, it's a lot less. So all of the enemy units, all the kids on the other team will hard target Mute. But, once again, accuracy from the front is kind of horrible, so more often than not, they'll miss. In fact, we can improve Mute's chances of survival a little bit. Because there's 2 squares from him, you can kind of get him into a corner and just have him facing the front. Oh, I forgot to check the other names on some of these units. Oh, well. Wow. He had an 80% accuracy from that angle. That's a bit silly. That's a 60% accuracy, and he got XCOM'd. Okay. And then we have Kelly, who's the custodian. Student that cleans the classrooms once a month. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go back and check the ones that we missed. So, there are some duplicates. PE head. Student who cleans up after PE. Amazing. Let's see. You. Guinness. The DJ. A popular student who gets to use the PA system. Amazing. Lyle, I think, is another PE head. Yep. So, 2 jocks and a popular student bullying the nerdy kid. We'll look at Mute in advance here. Librarian. Responsible for tidying up the few library books. Yeah. So, there you go. And... you know what? Just for clarity. New kid. Nickname since he changed schools. And last but not least, Bonita. Student who helps kids to the nurse's office. Yeah, so a lot of fancy titles for not actual responsibility. Oh, side note, there is a unique sprite you can get for Mute here as well. A lot of this just is never used again, but for Mute in particular, he has a very particular sprite that he uses if he gets to low health. I don't think we'll be seeing it this time because in order to set that up, you have to... in order to set that up, you have to have your team friendly firing Mute as well. And if literally nobody misses, you can KO Mute in the first fight here as well. Just little details. It's kind of silly. This tutorial fight has already taken nearly 10 minutes. Yep. Let the bullying continue. Wow. I love how she says "you too," and yet the girl over in the corner there. Funnily enough, both the generic girls, both on our team and the enemy team, the nurse and the custodian, I should say, have randomized names. They never appear again. Meanwhile, Lyle, Colin, and Guinness, I think their names were, do show up again in some form. But we'll get to that. So Ritz is calling the enemy team out for hard targeting Mute. And, well... this time something a little bit more solid got chucked. And now Mute's bleeding. There was a rock in the snowball. Well, I mean, it's just your standard Final Fantasy Tactics ability, throw stone. Which, sadly, does not appear in any other form in this game. I think this is the only reference... I don't think it's appeared nearly anywhere else either, other than original Final Fantasy Tactics. Also, Ritz apparently has naturally white hair. It's not albinism, but it's kinda... yeah. So she's natural white hair. And she dyes her hair pink. You know, if you were trying to blend in a little bit more, Ritz, pink was not the color to go for. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, there's a lot of bullying going around, just in a lot of directions. Hold on, there we go. I had to click in and out of some things to make sure windows were stacked properly. So apparently, Mute's gonna try and make friends with us, and he wants to He wants to check out a book. And you know, show it to his new friends. And yeah. Also, new details. Marsh has a little brother who is wheelchair bound and is getting out of the hospital today. Oh, and Marsh changes his tune rather quickly when he finds out the book is about magic and monsters. Okay. I'm tempted to push the speed up button because I do have it bound, but at the same time. Oh. Wow, that is... Man, every time I see this sprite, or this character portrait, my brain goes, wow, is that a Guilty Gear character? I don't know why. Oh boy. Mr. Randall, we expect a certain level of performance. Regardless of circumstances. Yeah. I think this Mr. Randall nearly got fired. Just throwing that out there. And, Ritz, yeah, about that. Apparently, Mr. Randall knows Mute. Because this is Mute's dad. Mute's dad is also known as Sid. Yeah, so our token Sid is kind of a bit of, well, let's not get into that. But apparently Sid has no trouble entrusting his son to two random kids that he's never talked to before. Largely because his wife died and he just stopped giving a damn about anything, but hey. And here we see Marsh has dad envy a little bit. Dude, yeah, no. Don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, I'm going to double check something real fast. Okay, that hasn't taken off. Something's going weird with announcements again. It's fine. And I keep forgetting that I can just I don't even have to pop up the window. I can totally play from my OBS preview. But yeah, Doned's poking fun at Marsh about his well, not being particularly good at playing in snow and sports in general. Alright. Yes, I'm clicking past things a little bit fast, but honestly, we're in the setup phase, and Mute, do we want to talk about how you got a book in an unknown language when you said you were bringing over something about monsters and magic? Oh boy. Look, I'm genre savvy enough to know where this goes. Also, I played the game before. I don't think these kids are. Look, don't open... Oh, no. Well, there's the Necronomicon. Yep, there's the seal binding 72 demons into hell. Just being undone by a small child. Not really, but... Okay, I always thought this portion in particular dragged on a little bit too long. Like, you get fancy, almost full-body artworks of all of the races, but... feels a little overdone. I can't read these letters at all. Maybe there's some kind of magic spell. Yes, maybe don't read them then. Oh no. And yep. Oh no. Hey, Saya. Alta Oron, Sondus Camila. Yeah, kid, you're dealing with... Oh, God. These kids wouldn't survive in like 5 seconds in an actual D&D situation. If you could use magic, maybe you'd be better at sports. Why are you so stuck on that, kid? Well, I know exactly why he's stuck on it. It's because he's wheelchair-bound and is trying to live vicariously through Marsh. Okay. Kid, you're playing with fire. What if the world in this book was the real world? Oh. This is not going to end well for anybody involved. Yep. Okay, if you could make any game real, which would it be? And of course, in a Final Fantasy game, the kid asked which game world he'd make real, picks Final Fantasy. A little bit on the nose there, Square Enix. A little bit on the nose. Well, that's enough of that for now. Let's hope reading the Necronomicon doesn't backfire on us horribly. Yeah, Saya, clearly you haven't read the manga. Pokemon is not as nice of a world to live in as you might think. Okay, while this plays out, I'll get a sip of my coffee here. Well, climate change hard at work. We turned a snowy playground into a desert. And suddenly everybody on this random street is now a furry. Okay. I don't like where this is going. And then Marsh gets Donut gets poofed out of existence. We're pulling sort of an exorcist, levitating over our bed. Oh boy. Congratulations, Marsh! You've been isekai'd! I hope you enjoy. Oh boy, it's Generic Fantasy Town number 23. This time with palm trees. Marsh! You can't just go calling a banga the L word! Oh no. This is entirely justified. Oh, you fool. Well, Marsh is about to get decked, and it will be entirely deserved. So, something funny, this is actually the first canonical appearance, I believe, of several of the races that would go on to appear in Final Fantasy XII. Tactics Advance actually predates 12 by about 3 years, give or take. So the Banga, the Viera, the Numo, even this Moogle design. Though the Moogle design, yeah, you could argue that's kind of blending with a lot of previous Moogle old takes. I don't even know. I'm talking for the sake of talking at this point when I should be advancing the text. That's not an excuse, Mont Blanc. Uh-oh. You're a soldier, aren't you? Well, definitely not a soldier first class. Well, we just met you, Mr. Banga. I'm not entirely sure Marsh is prepared for a commitment like that. Oh. Are we gonna talk about this guy just randomly poofing into existence? He's engaging you, Kupo. To win, defeat all enemies. And now, we're into the game proper. And behold, as Mont Blanc gets decked. Or dodges. I get it. Engage means fight. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Well, and then, of course, Mont Blanc says the exact same thing. There's the judge, and the laws for today are all set. So, laws for today forbid the use of items. The law system is one of the more contested details of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. But I personally didn't have any issue with them. It's just another layer of strategy onto the game, and by late game you can basically ignore them all entirely. Use your sword and your abilities. I'll back you up. You're asking a literal child to stab... Okay. Can we talk about this for a moment? Literal child. Like, in grade school. This random tiny fluffy thing asks a child to stab a dude. Okay, I know he's supposedly dressed as a soldier, but, like, still. Okay, so. We're now in combat. We're now in proper combat. That means from this point on, Marsh is our soldier. He starts, actually, with a certain ability mastered that makes life a lot easier in the long run. The combat combo. Combos are another feature that were added to Tactics Advance from... Well, I don't even know if they were in A2. But, yeah. Let's just get into it. I'll try and sort out my brain in the meantime. Holy crap, we hit like a truck for early game. Six XP gained. I think we started like 2 levels above. Yeah, they're level 1. It's also the tutorial fight. Oh, Mont Blanc, you're about to get shanked. So, Mont Blanc is technically a green unit right now, which means a guest, but he's a permanent party member after this point. So I'm treating him as already being in his appropriate job, which is Black Mage. And every time you kill a unit, you get a judge point. Judge points are the fuel for combos and another ability we'll unlock later. And, more tutorialization from Mont Blanc here. And shanked you. We about done here? Not yet. Oh, and then the judge is gonna leave. This might be bad. Oh no, they're hard targeting Mont Blanc, actually. I think this is to prevent a... I think this is specifically to prevent a game over in the tutorial fight. Because if they didn't, Marsh would probably... Well, the second Marsh gets KO'd, you just lose the fight entirely and have to start all the way back from the snowball fight. Because there's no real quick save or anything. And I suppose we'll get the second KO with Marsh. Doink. And with that, our tutorial fight is done. So I haven't 100% decided on our starting party yet. But I will say, in addition to the 1 job per character rules, there's a few variants that I'm using specifically. Namely allowing for cross-race duplicates. Oh, he used a potion. Look, combat was technically over. Oh no. All violators will be sent to prison. Proceed directly to jail for healing yourself after combat. Oh no, how dare you. Gah. Prison is a dark and scary place in Ivalice. Perpetrators sentenced and imprisoned. Visitors are asked to go to the prison facility in Sprome. Okay. Well, Marsh, you got yourself isekai. I believe I've said this already. You need to keep up, buddy. Okay. And now we're out of... well, we're sort of out of the tutorial. There's still technically one more portion of this. Wow. Marsh, we really need to talk about your language, buddy. Our protagonist is out here throwing all these racial slurs around. Yeesh. Yes, the town of Cyril, or Cyril? I think it's closer to Cyril because, like, Cyrillic. In the land of Evilise. Town? But Evilise is a country. Yes, it is. What? Normal things, like cats and dogs. Oh, good lord. You're in a pseudo-medieval society. I don't think they know what a computer is. Okay. So Mont Blanc is a little bit skeptical, but he's going to attempt to recruit Marsh because Marsh, well, helped out in the fight. And honestly, their team needs the help. Clan, technically, but like, eh. Okay, let's follow the random fluffy being. That certainly can't go horribly wrong. This is where the clan members hang out. Clans are like groups of people who work together. That's the simplest explanation you could have given, but yeah, sure. And Marsh is immediately looking for a way back home. Kid's smarter than I gave him credit for. So, this clan has supposedly been operating for at least a decent amount of time. And yet, the clan doesn't have a name. And the default clan name is Clan Nutsy. Now, funnily enough, FF14 referenced this in Shadowbringers, I believe. But that's about as far as that goes. No, if I can fit it, we're going with the other canon name. Clan Centurion. That wouldn't let me confirm for a moment there. Henceforth, we shall be called Clan Centurion. You see, that name has appeared in a lot of places. Namely, it is the clan Mont Blanc leads in FF12, because he appears there too. Okay. Symbols are received when you complete a mission. Place them to add new missions at the pub. Place them in a special order to reveal treasures. Try to find the special combinations yourself. This is another big portion of Tactics Advance, where map placement is key. If you want to get some of the rarest items in the game, you have to do this correctly. And on that exact note, I have to pull up a couple of pages on my web browser here. So, Sprome goes there. Directly above Serum. Okay. And that was kind of it. We're just kind of sent into the world. We've got 5k gil to our name. And we have a pre-existing party. Now, 2 members of this party are getting immediately class changed. One because he breaks the rules, and the other because I... Oh no! Rain has gone 16-bit! The horror! Hey, Audubon. So... I don't know how to pronounce this name. Kibbit? I think I'm gonna call him Kibbit. And Betty. Oh god, we have... we have some names this time. Okay, so our current team is going to be, I believe... I'm setting you to Thief. Having an early game Thief and a Thief that is well equipped at that makes getting a lot of gil early game very, very easy. So Kibbit will be our Thief, and we don't have any gear for him right now. Oh, we have a thing of gear. So, Kibbit will be our Thief. Staring is actually going to stay as Monk for now. I could go into Warrior, which is the soldier equivalent for Banga, but I think Monk is going to be more useful early game, especially because they have a lot of very good AoE abilities. Spengler. Spengler is our white mage, because the only other option is either duping a black mage, or going Beastmaster. And Beastmaster has its uses, but it only pairs really well, to my experience, with a blue mage, which we will not be getting a blue mage for quite a bit. So, we have... And then last but not least, we have Betty. So, Betty... We could keep her on Archer, but I think as far as early game members go, I kind of want to switch her to Fencer. I think we're going to switch her to Fencer. And I don't know what we have gear-wise. Next to nothing. That's great. Hold on. Can I put chain plate on, or... Yeah, I can put leather garb on you, put the chain plate on Betty, so we don't have to buy as much. We have to get 2 weapons. Mont Blanc and Marsh are already fully equipped, Spengler's equipped, and Staring's equipped. Not what I wanted to do. So, rumors. There's a bunch of tutorial stuff in here. This was not what I wanted to click at all. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're just going to quickly clear all this. I'll explain anything relevant as we go. Clan Borzoi. Clan Borzoi's on the warpath these days, challenging other clans and fighting for turf. Things just aren't the way they used to be. Oh boy. And then we have the tutorial for job changing, which we'll not be doing for the most part. And there's also the tutorial for expert jobs. So while our current team members are stuck in the jobs they're at, or are stuck in their current jobs, once we get other units, we can take advantage of what's called the dispatch system and get them the necessary abilities to unlock advanced jobs. And then once they're in combat and on that advanced job, they're locked in and we can use them normal. Okay, we have only one mission available here at the start of the game. Herb picking. To clear, win battle. Looking for people to gather the fever-reducing herb muskmalloy on the Giza Plains. No experience necessary. Funnily enough, Funnily enough, FF14 just referenced that with the Sage quest line. Okay. So, Mont Blanc... What? Mont Blanc, why did you have the new guy pick the mission? Why did we instantly take over, like, clan leadership from you? Well, apparently we're just getting started. Alright. So, we need to go into the shop real fast. We need to pick up... A lot of this we won't be grabbing just yet. I don't think any of these armors have anything particularly good. We need in particular... Hold on. There's a lot of weapons, and weapons have different abilities tied to them. You'll see the AP cost of the abilities when I pull up the window here. That's how much AP you need to master an ability and be able to use it without the weapon. An additional rule that I haven't mentioned yet, but any ability costing 999 AP, which is the maximum, we will not be allowed to use due to how much they just break the game. We will not be able to use those until they are mastered, not just having the weapon equipped. That's an additional rule I added to make the game a little less busted. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting stuff I need to pick up. Looks like the only fencer weapon, or fencer ability weapon right now is the Stinger. So we'll grab that for... We'll grab that for Betty. I'm debating on what I want to get here. We are eventually going to need all three weapons for our Thief. But I don't think anybody has accessories really early game. So I think I'm gonna go with the middle of the line option, grab the Scram Sacks. And then we need a third bronze shield because fencers can use shields. The goal is also to eventually master the goal is to eventually master the jobs on each character as well. Okay. That doesn't provide any move, that's pure defense, so gauntlets would be better, but I'm not gonna grab those this early game. We need to make sure we have money for fancy things. I'm also not gonna pick up the bronze helm. I think we're good. I need to not go too nuts with this. Okay, party. Make sure we're equipped. Kibbit. Take. Dagger. Betty, take rapier and shield. There we go. I think we're good. For our first mission target, before I get into that, let me save actually. And here is my old save file. This is the one I played about a year ago. For 59 hours, I didn't actually get all that far in. There's about 300 missions in the game, all told. And with varying requirements to complete them. But, yeah. Let's go to our first mission. Oh, I should check the laws. Laws. Banned. Protect. If you infuse a character with Protect, you instantly break the law and get sent to jail. And bonus points for poison, which means Swarm Strike on Betty will actually be kind of useful. Our first enemies here are a bunch of goblins. So it's funny, because the game immediately forces Marsh and Mont Blanc into this fight. Again, like, there's just no choice. And there are 6 character slots in total, so we will be able to pull our entire team in. With limited usefulness for some. So 6 out of 6, locking in our current team. That said, once we start to get more units, if you would like to see a particular character brought into the fight, you can redeem for 1,000 channel points a little... there's a channel point reward for selecting a unit. You can either select by name if you remember the character's name, or select by name or by race/job. Hold on, I actually need to resize my chat window. Things are going silly. There we go. Okay. And Vera are generally pretty fast. So I'm going to Swarm Strike right off the bat and see if we can get lucky. It's a 40%. I doubt that's going to hit. Oh, hey. No poison. But at least we hit. And Whirlwind's probably less damage, but it's definitely a good hit chance. It's actually not that much less. I think it's like 95% damage of a normal attack. Bonk. Well, we already killed our first enemy. Off to a great start. These very early game missions are probably going to be decently easy. But once we start running into later missions and more, like, advanced job enemies, that's where things are going to start getting silly. I'm going to double check something. I don't think, if I just raw cast Cure, I don't think I'll get XP. But we need to make sure that we're feeding our units as much XP as we can. Let's see. 14 XP gain. I'll take it. Okay, he can't do anything. So I'm actually going to Friendly Fire here. I don't know... I'm going to test Friendly Fire, rather. Oh, we get XP from Friendly Fire. They didn't learn from classic Final Fantasy tactics. Oh boy. At least with AP, you can't just stack up, stupid amounts of... Like, you can't just instantly max a job anymore. You do have to go through several battles in order to get abilities unlocked. Ooh, and we have 2 idiots in a straight line. Okay. This is probably not going to hit fairly well, but I'm going to try it anyways. Yeah, it's a 50-50 shot on that one, and... probably a 60 to 80 on the other. I couldn't check. Oh. Wow, hit and kill. Mont Blanc is on a rampage. Mont Blanc's also a little bit busted for early game. You saw he only got 4 XP off that kill. Well, off the hit. That's because most of these enemies are only level 1, I think. We will send in Betty. Backstab. Finish that one off. And I can't get you in range, so... I'm going to avenge our previous... I'm going to avenge the damage that was done to, Betty by Kibbit. Doink. Now, to be honest, there's a lot of ways to just farm XP anyways. I don't really need to be doing... Ooh, that's gonna hurt. So... Be glad I am not playing by the permadeath rules. Otherwise, we'd already be down a Vera. We have a bun down right now. And then we slap the heal button. Staring was staring, as he was wont to do at the fencer known as Betty. Man, that guy has just been sitting back there the entire mission. I kind of wish I had actually grabbed an archer. That would make things so much faster. Okay, 8 XP on you. Marsh should be able to get the kill here. Let's find out. Nope. So the team starts at varying levels. Mont Blanc starts at 4. Marsh and 2 other units start at level 3. And the remainder of your team starts at level 2. If I can line this up, Mont Blanc will get yet another kill. You know what? You know what? No. No. I am not going to use Mont Blanc to get the kill. Kibit's gonna get smacked again. I'm artificially extending the mission, I know. Crap. Yeah, now I can't get that kill this turn. But at least the enemy healer is down, so I'll wait with him to speed things up. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Ooh, that was actually a rather big hit. It's okay. We have a white mage. It's weird how little Mont Blanc gets healed by, I kind of forgot his name already. Spengler! Spengler. Uh-oh. Okay, 11 damage. Dodged it. So I'm going to send Kibit to start dealing with him. We'll get a little bit of XP on other team members. I might be able to get a double kill with I might be able to get a double kill with staring now that I think about it. And nah, it's not worth it. We don't actually get any extra JP from that. So backstab you. Get the judge point. And let's see who goes next. Yep. Staring finishes out the fight. And crits for the final hit. He was not happy. Alright, that's a wrap. We grab the herbs and we get the heck out of Dodge. And this is where the tutorial technically ends, I believe. Audubon. Audubon. Muskmalloy grows all over the place. We didn't have to really do anything fancy. And apparently Mont Blanc used to pick it when he was a kid. And Mont Blanc kind of pokes us about starting slow and sort of getting scammed. But, Okay, Lutia Pass. Hold on. Actually, I need to look where I'm supposed to be putting this one. Lutia 19. Wait, is this the one that has... Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. Lutia 19. So that is right next to... Oh. There we go. Sorry if anything weird popped up on screen during that. Game's a little bit... Or the windows on my computer are a little bit finicky. But now we have a treasure hunt option here at Lutia. So we go to Lutia, we hit the treasure hunt button, and... Searching, and we obtain the red boots. Yay! Okay. And into serum. Double check rumors again. Rumors also tend to unlock a lot of, Rumors tend to unlock a bunch of side missions as well. So it's always good to at least click on the new ones. And let's see, missions. Well, there's a lot going on. Unfortunately, I just realized, until we get an extra human unit, we're not going to be able to complete this mission. And it's kind of sad because it's a really early mission, and that wizard hat's not a bad reward. There's a few extra missions as well here. So the fire mission, which is... Oh no, I remember what that one is. That's us against bombs. Bombs are not fun early game. Silver Rapier in Lutia Pass. Yeah, let's do Snow in Lutia. And I'll leave the others for now. Alright. Let's see, what's the law right now? Ganging up. Penalty for using combos. Okay. Very good question, Pantherflower. There is a guide online that has a map pretty much number coded to each location, and then you compare where a location is going to the numbered map. So, for example, Sprome is 14, Lucia's 19. There's a few map layouts online. You can find them fairly easily by doing a Google search. Let me just click in and start this. Actually, I'm gonna save before I do. I'm going to be very, very aggressive about saving. Theoretically, trial and error. But most people will not get most of this stuff on their first playthrough. It's been figured out over years, quite frankly. If I had put Lutia Pass somewhere else, I don't 100% know. I don't know what other layouts there are with that one. Okay, so good news, these units are only level 4. Bad news, we're seeing the Red Panthers for the first time. Wait, that's a weird ability. Okay, they do not have their full setup yet, it looks like. Wait, is there really only 3 enemies? Wrong button. Is there really only 3 enemies? Really? I thought there'd be more. Okay, I guess we're off to a really easy start. And we once again have 6 units available for this. And I'm gonna bring in all 6. Like, if they're gonna let me do it, I'm gonna do it. So, Kibbit, Staring, we'll put frontline, and then Spangler and Betty will both be backline. Okay. So, now we just completely destroy an ecosystem in order to let a bunch of kids play in the snow. Oh, what's funny is enemies have randomized names as well. And there's some fun ones that can show up. And some really weird ones as well. Let's immediately try and hit the Swarm Strike. It's a 50%. Missed! I believe it. Okay, doesn't look like we're going to have much in the way of much in the way of anything we can do with staring right now, so I'm gonna get him behind Betty so she can't get back attacked by the goblin. Its turn should be coming up here soon. Yep, right now. Yeah, that's a level 4 goblin, by the way. That thing's not playing around. This could one-shot. This is gonna hurt. Betty! Betty, run for your life! Hold on, what's my max range on casting? Oh, I can get her from here. Cool, so I'm going to immediately cast Cure. The goblin just said, "Omae wa mo shinderu." Okay, and Spangler will keep in the back line and just not even try to move him up right now. I really have just been screwed on turn 1, like, this entire bit so far. Okay. Just keep you back there. I can... No, I can't... It's the Paladin ability that does AoE healing. That's a bit of a shame. I guess we just... like, there's not much I can do. I have to wait for the rest of the team to be able to get into position. Mont Blanc, however, might be able to snipe. Might... nope. He's gonna hit Betty as well. Hold on. I can arrange this. I can figure this out, I promise. It's a children's strategy RPG. I can... oh, no. Okay. Original plan. I'm gonna set him up to start dealing with the Red Panther here. Now, what are you weak to? Fire? Okay, fire is 20 points. Thunder is 20. Okay, he's neutral, I think. Let's double check with Blizzard just to make sure. Yep, he's neutral. Built with fire. And then the very weird decision, I'm actually going to turn my back that way. Because the Panther has way too much move range, and yep, there it is. That is an 83% hit chance from the side. That's a bit nuts. Okay. We're gonna move staring into hell. Hold up. Can I see upcoming turns anywhere? Yes, I can! I can see upcoming turns. Okay, it looks like he won't be able to get behind Betty if I move staring. That's good. That's good. Hold on. There we go. There we go. And let the bonking commence. 16 damage! Oh, and because the Panther attacked once, that's technically a copycat, so free JP for everybody. Yeah, okay. Let's double check the turn order once more. Because if this goblin's coming up... this is a little bit rough. Because she's... Betty's already been screwed out of end of mission... Well, not end of mission XP, but screwed on XP entirely just from getting ganked on that last fight. I think I'm gonna move her in, and I'm just gonna... That was a crit. Cool. Okay. Yeah, figuring out kind of how jobs work very early on. I mean, admittedly, there are a lot of abilities in the game that very much change how you would play jobs. But learning individual job skill sets and learning how to bring them to, well, I don't know what I'm saying. Learning individual job skill sets and their strengths and weaknesses are, like, this is about the best time to do it. Oh no. Well, that's gonna be a death. That's almost guaranteed. It says 29 if it hits higher. And he fired. And he missed. Alright, white magic. Cure. Fire off a cure from there. That'll hit Betty. Betty will be hopefully somewhat safe. Oh shoot, didn't Montblanc need healing as well? Ah well, he'll be fine. I just realized I moved the white mage into Panther range. That's not good. Do I take the back attack on the Panther, or do I go for the side on the Goblin? I think the Panther's the more dangerous target, even though the Goblin has Goblin Punch. Okay, 18 damage. Let's go hide behind staring. I think that puts... Actually, that puts him in range of multiple enemies right now. Weird decision, but I'm gonna move Montblanc here. He should be out of the range of the Goblin. There's nothing I can do about the Panther. Except for potentially kill it here, but... Okay. Panther dead. Montblanc's killing spree continues. And staring is free once more. Free to destroy the world. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out for him. Bonk the Goblin. Yep, that sure was a Goblin that was bonked. I may have made a mistake. Never mind, I did not make a mistake. 36%, come on! Oh, come on! That's me getting XCOM. The enemy hitting a 36% is me getting XCOM. 15% or 15 HP on the Goblin. If I get lucky. If I get lucky, he's dead. 13. Nah, damage range isn't gonna be in my favor there. Well, I'm gonna back her up, and I'm gonna stab Montblanc instead. Sorry, Montblanc, it's for the greater good. $14 XP! Alright. So the funny thing about Kibbit is that he started as a soldier, which means he has a higher damage, or he has a higher physical damage than he technically should. And it'll fall off a little bit as we get into later game, but for now, he's actually pretty powerful physically. Well, people are still doing runs of actual PS1 FF Tactics, so yeah, I'd say this series is immortal. Why am I moving there? I just need to heal Montblanc. Yeah, let's just cast Cure, focused on Montblanc so he gets the most and thereby gives me the most experience. So, spoiler alert, early to mid-game, Spengler is just going to be a heal bot. Like, that's all he's good for. Eventually he'll start getting some extra buffs that'll help out, but for now... Well, and that's the last enemy killed. Montblanc gets the... or not Montblanc, Marsh gets the XP. And... wait, the kids were playing while we were murdering local wildlife? That seems incredibly irresponsible considering the entire clan was here. Oh no. In any case, for clearing that, we get the Silver Rapier. And 40 AP. Let me double check. Is the Silver Rapier a... The Silver Rapier... Yes, it is! Silver Rapier is the second... Fencer ability. So we'll have that once we master Swarm Strike. The little one, Anita, made a Snow Koopa. Okay. Double check the pub. Did I unlock anything extra? We haven't gotten anything fancy yet. Like, I think we have to complete Thesis Hunt in order to do the next major quest. However, we do have Frosty Mage, Stalagly Sword, and Firewheel Rod. But wait. Holy crap, that's a rank 3 mission available already. So each mission has a ranking, and that generally gives you an idea of what you're going to be up against. Just spoiler alert. Yeah, then again, the next major mission is also a rank 3. I don't remember if there's any lockouts for quests this early. Professor Augie. I'm debating. I'm actually having trouble deciding which one I want to do. Frosty Mage, if we can pull it off, will give us 2 very good weapons, including an upgraded spell for Mont Blanc. I'm gonna grab it. This is a mistake, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh, I don't have any mission items yet. Okay. If I can... Darn it. I need... If I could get one additional... If I could get one additional turn, I could ban ice. And ice damage... Well, not ice damage, but like ice abilities, and that would make this fight so much easier. I'm a hard... No. I'm not gonna hard save this one. But we're gonna go in and we're gonna try... Oh. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Now, before we actually do this, I am going to check the enemy. Yeah. I realized something. We're gonna reset. We're gonna reset this. Hold on. We're gonna reset that. And the reason is... He has some gear that we want. And we need our thief to be up to the task of actually killing him. So I think this is our hard save after we just killed... Or after we just did Snow and Lutia. I hope it is. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna save Frosty Mage for a bit, and we're gonna do Professor in Trouble instead. Available for 25 days. And I think I'm going to take a gamble here. Well, no. I know what I need to do. Okay, list of jobs available. This is available for Fencer. Yeah, we're gonna grab one of those for Fencer. We're gonna need that for our eventual archers anyways. Grab that for Fencer. Other garb's fine. We are going to have to completely re-outfit most of our team here in a bit. I'm going to grab one set of gauntlets. And we're going to stack things on Betty because Betty is our weakest physical unit at the moment. She started on archers, so she has a little bit more speed than she's supposed to, but at the same time, she's also dropping behind on actual physical damage. That's a lot of evasion and defense. Yeah, let's give her the gauntlets for now. Yeah, so comparing the weapon attack, Marsh, as a soldier, currently has 138 with the very first weapon. Betty has 126, so that's a 12-point difference this early on. And the red boots, who do we want to put these on? Mont Blanc's decent on stats. I should put them on Spangler to make sure he doesn't die a horrible, painful death. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. We'll be picking up other jobs later on, or rather other characters for other jobs later on. I didn't want to do the early game exploits, because having an assassin at this stage of the game is just, it's just busted. There's no question about it. Okay, Professor in Trouble. Double check our rules. Professor in Trouble, 24 days. Click in. Oh. Oh boy. So, remember I said that a bunch of characters from the start of the game would be reappearing? Well, guess what? Guinness, Fallen, and Lyle. The 3 bullies were turned into zombies when the isekai happened. I love that every mission starts with a "we got this," followed by an almost immediate "oh no." I mean... Wait. Oh! We can't have our full team right now. And there's a very particular reason. This idiot counts as a guest. He's a sage with drain, which is almost completely useless for like half of the enemies. Because it won't, I don't think drain works on undead. Yeah. I feel like this should have been saved for later so that the impact would have a little more oomph. And it would be nice if Marsh actually had a line or two recognizing them. But as it is, it's a nice little Easter egg. We're going to put Mont Blanc there so we can immediately start lighting the flan on fire. I think Kibbit's going to be the one sitting out this. I think that's the best idea. Yeah, we'll put Staring in, Spangler. Spangler's going to be needed to take out, or to help take out the zombies, and Betty needs the XP. And with that, we're good. Professor Augie, are you okay? We'll help you. Yeah, I think we need to help ourselves a little bit, Marsh. This is not gonna be fun. So, I could have, if I remembered what this mission was, I could have prepared a little bit more. Monks have access to a weapon right from the very start of the game called, that gives them the ability Exercise. If memory serves, Exercise deals additional damage against undead. I don't think I need to tell you why that's good right now. But we're gonna move Staring up and have him wait. And there's very little Betty can do, so I'm gonna have her sitting there as well. We're mostly just trying to get the team up in position. Do I have the range to cure from here? I do. Yep. And as you can see, 31 damage. You see, this is a traditional Final Fantasy in some ways, in that healing, instead of healing the undead, it hurts them. So Spangler's about to get a lot of XP on this mission. And I do mean a lot. Meanwhile, I'm gonna see if just idling with... No, I shouldn't waste the turn. I'm gonna wait. Then Mont Blanc is going to do what Mont Blanc does. And light people on fire. And that should be a one-shot, too. Oh. Okay, Mont Blanc missed a 70. That's not good. I also just realized I should not have my units clustered up. And that is exactly why this is going to sting a little bit. $18, $26, $19, and Staring dodged it. Yeah, things hurt. Things hurt a little bit. Oh, are we really doing this? This may be a one-shot on like half our team. I didn't think they had the range. A double dodge from staring. That is actually beautiful. Alright, who's getting ganked? Yep. Yep. Betty's gonna take a hit here. Oh, Betty dodged. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, where are you going? Why is Colin running away? So the good news is that... Wait, what? Why are you... Oh, that's adorable. Professor Augie will hit your units with a potion if they're low HP. Oh, I like that. Alright. Well, it's time to punch a zombie. 19 damage. This may have been a mistake now that I think about it. I need to get our units out of this cluster. So I think if I move... There's very little I can do with Betty right now. I brought her in to actually get some XP, but she's just... There's not much I can do with her right now. I don't think I have a potion available. I'm gonna move Marsh all the way back here, and I'm just gonna have him start using first aid. He should hopefully get 10 XP from it. So, first aid, the default ability. It heals an amount of HP, and also gives you... Oh, no, that's a bad spot. It heals an amount of HP, and also recovers any status ailments you may be suffering. I hope they continue hard targeting Augie. This is about the best I can do. I'm just gonna hard cast Cure right here. Yeah. Yeah, take out one of the zombies, heal everyone else back up. Spangler leveled. And I think the move is I turn you here. Oh, I forgot. The undead auto-revive. So if we don't have the remainder down by 3 turns, we're a little bit boned. Okay, 93% hit chance. Do I get XCOM? I do not, and Mont Blanc's killing spree continues. Okay. We have the other Flan here. Oh, he's targeting Marsh. That's gonna hurt a little bit. That's a 46% chance, but still, it is a chance. Dodge, 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 you fool! Marsh? You had one job. I wish I had the badum-tish on a soundboard right now. But well, that's a great sign. Plus side, Marsh won't die, or won't perma-die, and it's not like he really needed the XP anyhow. Okay, let's get you into position here. I'm gonna bait the other zombie to attack him. If I can get a straight line with all 3 remaining, or with the 2 remaining zombies and staring, I'm gonna take it. Holy crap! Professor Augie going in for the kill. Augie? Well. I'm gonna move you up. You're mostly full HP, so you should be fine, but let's confirm the kill. There we go. And the Flan will not do physical attacks from what I'm aware of, which means if I turn him... I should turn him that way just for safety. And sadly, it doesn't look like I can get Mont Blanc into position. He needs to be 1 more and 2... 1 more and 2 right. I'm gonna wait to make sure he has a faster turn rate. There's not... Again, there's nothing I can do with Betty. She has earned next to no XP this entire fight. Oh. Well, she's... Oh. She is Drain Touch bait. Yep. And of course it hits on 34%, because why wouldn't it? Wait, really? Okay. I was concerned for a moment, but that makes a lot more sense. Miss. And Staring takes his first hit of the fight. Which is, quite frankly, fine. The reason I'm not using a physical unit against the Flans here is Flans are incredibly physical resistant. 1 damage. So, yeah. Not worth it to even try. Crap, he has counter. Okay, can I... Nope. He will still counter. That's annoying. I might eat the hit. I might eat the hit. Okay. I might eat the hit as well because I can just run over here. Hard cast Cure. And even if it misses the zombie, Staring should get picked back up a little bit. There we go. And Mont Blanc sadly does not have a good position for this, but I'm gonna try the fire anyways. The 70% hit chance. Let's see. Yep, there's the Flan down. Just have to kill the remaining zombies. I love how I just completely forgot about Marsh, and then I see his dead body just lying over there. Can I even? I don't think I can poison a zombie, but I'm gonna try anyways. Oh, I can. That'll do. Ow, that was 20 damage. And now for the smart move. Move you out of here. Augie's probably gonna go in for the kill. Really? Well, that was just stupid damage. Why would you do that? Why? Augie, you're smarter than this. You're supposedly a professor of some description. Holy crap, that poison ticked for 13. Bang on the Drain Touch. No, not a Drain Touch. Okay. And finally, Betty dodges something. And once again, we're going to eat the counter. $12 XP on Staring. And, White Magic, Cure. Does Spangler get the kill? Yes, he does. The casters are on a murder spree this mission. Alright. And that is a professor successfully saved. And our school bullies brutally murdered. It's okay, they're zombies. They'll revive again in a bit. And with that, our first round of abilities are mastered on, I believe, just about every single one of our units. Which does mean that now we need to re-equip people. The only person who didn't get their ability mastered was Kibbit because he wasn't present. Let's see, do I already have weapons for anybody else? No, I believe Betty is the only one with a new weapon. That's a pretty significant upgrade too. And she learns Shadow Stick. And that is, I believe, an Immobilize? Ah! Speed reduction. Okay. Let's get back to town. Still an hour and a half left in the stream, give or take. We got plenty of time. Okay. Weapons. What do I want on Marsh? If you use the Pokemon move Shadow Ball with the ability from this game, Shadow Stick, can you play Shadow Baseball? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Speed Break, Power Break. I don't have access to anything else yet. Oh, and Mont Blanc doesn't have access to any new... Yeah, Mont Blanc doesn't have any additional spells available from the store yet, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to pick up the Guard Staff for... Yeah. Guard Staff for Spangler. I'm going to grab the Silver Sword for Marsh, because we want to keep one-handed for right now. And then... Rising Sun. The weapon that would have been useful on the last mission. Oh, they're also Fire Knuckles. Rising Sun for Staring. Here we go. And we're functionally fully equipped. Okay. Right. You don't have anything. Oh, that was a mistake. Hold on. We need Silver Sword. You get Rising Sun. You get Guard Staff. And you already have your Silver Rapier. Our team's fully kitted out again. I think we leave these sit for a moment, because we need to advance the plot. And we need to advance the plot for a very specific reason. We need to unlock the ability to fight other clans. And... yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough. Our team is not quite where I wanted them to be. And the longer we go, and the more certain members fall behind, the worse it's gonna get. Okay. Thesis Hunt, I believe, is in Lutia as well. Yep. I hope I'm remembering this mission correctly. Silly game, this isn't the Lucia pass we were just at. Twice. Yeah, good question. Why are bandits interested in scientific papers? Yes, nerdy bandits. That's clearly the answer, Mont Blanc. No. Obviously they have a buyer. Oh. It looks like I was literally correct. There's a Numo interested in Coleman's thesis, and they brought him Dollalays. Hey man, we got you a thesis just like I asked. Well... oh, don't try and short the bandits. That's not... oh no. Yeah, they were just after the money. Good job ruining your chance for a sneak attack, Marsh. This is why you're a soldier and not a not the thief. And the rest of the enemy team files in. So, we have our full team available here as well. And I'm going to double check for anything good that I might be able to hijack. Now, you're using just standard gear. You're using standard gear. Okay, and then ooh, he has a new hat. We'll be able to get that one from the store here soon. Oh, great, he also has counter. That's real nice. Doesn't look like there's anything to steal that I particularly want at the moment. It's sad. Selm. Yeah, he's in default gear, actually. Okay. Well, let's pull on the team. Hibbit, we're going to want going down this left path very quickly. Staring we'll have towards the middle. Spangler in the back, as always. And Betty. The chemical synthesis of carbon nanotubes is not a simple one, I tell you what. Why would you make me say that, Autobot? Ugh! Okay. Oh, did somebody... My layout kind of got misaligned. A little bit! Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Oh, God. SpongeBob, but in a southern accent. Which is effectively Sandy, but... we're not gonna get into that. Dude, why are you... Ow. He hit on a 39. You cheating SOB. Alright. 22%, or 22 damage, roughly. Hey! Staring got a level. I'm gonna turn him this way right now. This poor thief is about to get his day ruined. Hold on, can I... Oh, that... Darn it, the move speed reduction doesn't have any damage tacked onto it. Let's see, how much does a standard hit from you do now? Holy crap, she deals 31! Betty, kill! Betty woke up this morning and chose violence. Okay, white magic. Tact. Let's get the most on this side of the units. That'll put defense up on all of our squishies. That being Mont Blanc and Spangler. Marshall get a little bit of extra defense, and... well... Staring just gets even more broke. Alright. Oh, sadly we are not in range. I'm going to move him up anyways, because I can have him wait here. And that tree should count as cover from behind. Oh, and Marsh is in perfect position to take out this white mage here. 27 damage. How about a little more? I have 3 JP built up. And no, I'm not going to risk it. Okay. That archer still hasn't gone. I don't really have a good position here. I'm actually going to turn my back. Yeah, I'm going to turn my back to that side. Because as long as the white mage is there, I shouldn't take any stupid damage. Okay, archer. Plinks for 9. You know what? I'll allow it. Oh boy. That's gotta hurt. Saya's playing with the emote editing. On that note, we now have new emotes. All done by me over the course of like 2 days. I'm going to work on them. They're not in their final form, but I wanted to have something uploaded after almost the entire year of having just Bishop Peak, which due to potential, let's just say there was going to be issues with keeping that one around, so I got rid of it and replaced it with not only Kikaru Peak. Well, it's just called Peak, but it's Kikaru. So, yeah, we'll get into that later. I'm getting distracted from the game. I should not target you with that. I should actually nuke you. No, I can't get you. Wait, I can? Nah, we're gonna pull Mont Blanc. Where are we going to send him? I can't get past this soldier right now. Ah. Gonna nuke him. Not really a better option. Unless the mage has anything extra. Yeah, he's doing literally 1 damage to me. Just the cheeky staff bonk. Oh, cool. And it's just going to be a dog pile down here. Except now there's a problem because there's the thief moving in there. Oh, 15 damage? 14. Okay, I'll live with it. My kingdom for Earthrender right now. You know, that would... So Earthrender is a monk ability that eventually that you can unlock down the line, and it just deals a straight line AoE across the entire stage. And it is very good for dealing with situations where you have a bunch of enemies just standing in a straight line. Okay, let's start dealing with the fighter. The archer isn't particularly a concern, right now at least. We'll just do normals and get some XP on Betty. Oh, I realized my mistake. Oh no. I realized my mistake a little bit too late. That's 20 damage. Owie. The good news, I can line this up, hit a cure on Betty, and then turn Spangler so his back's to the tree. Okay, and then Kibbit's up. Kibbit, what's your damage looking like, buddy? 20. How about we steal his shield? You know what? How about we just... Yeah, how about we just steal his shield? Yoink! Thanks for the free guild, jerk. Nah, the starting gear sells for barely anything. That was mostly just for XP batting, if I'm 100% honest. Then we have Rodrigo. Rodrigo has counter. This is going to hurt. Wait, I have a solution. So, welcome to the combo abilities. They are big, they are flashy, and their damage depends entirely on how much JP you have at the time of casting. So that only dealt 23, but at least he couldn't use his reaction command and counter hit us. Excuse me? Are you... Really? Well, Kibbit's not going anywhere. Like, seriously, he's immobilized. He's not going anywhere. If the other soldier moves out of his range, there's nothing we can do. I'm going to get a fire cast off with Mont Blanc here. Yep, that trims you down. That looks like a bad position, but honestly, it's the only back. Ooh, staring. When did your HP get so low? Oh no, that's a dead staring. I didn't notice how low he got. That's not good. I hope we have enough units to clear this. Okay. Gonna shred you as best I can. There's really not much I can do about this. Okay, yeah, he's gonna run away. And he's got a first aid, which is only 7 HP, but could be worse. I don't think any of them can use items, which is interesting. Now for the really silly strategy. Get HP back on everyone here by casting Cure in the middle of this cross. Okay, and that's 10 more XP on you. And, yeah, I can't really do anything right now. Hold on. I don't want to do this. So, if I use the bandage, it cures the immobilized, but there's no guarantee that the archer doesn't immediately hit me with it again. The alternative is not being able to do anything with Kebbit for the next unknown amount of turns. I'm gonna move him. I think if I move him there, side, I can block the other one. Okay. Let's... what's the play? What's the play? If I can get Mont Blanc into position, he can get both of those two at once. I should focus on taking down this thief, because he's been such a problem. Oh, I just realized Marsh doesn't have the item command equipped. Oops. That's to prevent you from That's to prevent you from accidentally breaking the law in the first fight in the game. Oh, come on! Miss! Miss, you fool! Miss! Darn it! Oh, Kebbit's immobilized again. And now he's going for Mont Blanc. That's great. Okay, only 19 damage. That's not as bad as I was expecting. If Cassidy here moves up, not in the right direction, but I guess I don't really have much decision in the matter. Yeah, this is turning into a bit of a mess. But 8 HP, 16 HP, a lot of low health targets. The only one that's really still up is the archer. Hold on. I'm going to take full advantage of the tools available to me. I'm going to check the turn order. Okay. He's up next. Betty, if I... Okay, Betty can get up to the soldier there, so as long as she hits, we're good. Which means... I'm going to take out the thief with Mont Blanc. %67% chance. Let's go badly. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so one of the biggest problems we're going to have is keeping our party's average level consistent. As the average level does impact a lot of things in the game. Hey, Betty hits level 3, finally. Only took a frickin' century, but hey. We're here. Okay, Spangler! Spangler's Protect is down. Well... who's low? Nobody's particularly low. Mont Blanc could use a little bit, and that would feed some XP back into Spangler. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then... White Magic, yeah. This is probably the best place to put him. We'll ensure he can't get back attacked. Cassie down there, the enemy soldier, is kind of in a brick wall. Just because he can't get around Kibbit. Well, I only have one attack option here. 50-50 shot, does he get the kill? No, he does not. Marsh, start working on the archer. $27. Okay, 6 XP. We're 2 levels above him then. Yeah, that's only a level 2 archer and he's causing this much trouble. It's kind of sad, not gonna lie. Stop with the immobilize! What is wrong with you? Dodge it. Dodge it. Ready? Why? By all means, attack the Moogle. You're going to get nuked next turn. Yep. Here we go. You know what? Let's switch the flavor of death a little bit. What happens when an enemy soldier gets zapped by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Okay. Soldier down. The only enemy unit remaining. The only enemy unit remaining is the stupid archer. I hate it so much. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we can do basically free friendly fire. And I'm going to get her a little bit more XP by smacking the white mage with speed down. Nothing I can do with Kibbit, though. Oh, I probably could have turned him, but... You know what? I'm so uncaring right now, I'm going to physically attack the archer. Wow, 8 damage. Actually, not horrible. However, that was just a mistake, because instead of being able to end the mission right at this moment, now the archer's gonna get a turn and is probably going to run. Oops. Marsh is level 4, so he doesn't need XP as much as everyone else does right now. I do need to slow down on Mont Blanc as well to keep the party's average level a little bit lower. Or a little bit more consistent, rather. Oh. He didn't decide to... Okay. If you're not going to shoot at me, then by all means. I'm just gonna wait on her. Kibbit can move again! Kibbit can stab again! Hit him so hard! He just said, okay, you want to shoot my legs so much? Now I'm gonna Sparta kick you off this cliff. Yes, I know the animation showed a dagger, but screw you, that's my headcanon. Okay. Well, looks like we've recollected the entire thesis. And all we have to do is take it back and report. And now we are introduced to the Clan Wars. And this is also where the exploits pop up. So there's a little something we can do very early game here. Where as long as we don't take the next main mission, we can grind what are called mithril weapons. Mithril weapons unlock the combo abilities for each job. And they are a pain to get on console if you don't have access to a link cable. However, we're on an emulator. If I want to just basically save scum until I get them, I can. I only have to do one battle for each. So, I'm debating on whether or not I'm actually going to do that because it's gonna mess with our party average level, but okay. And now we obtain the burglar sword and Nubswood. Nubswood goes where? Where does it go? Nubswood goes on 12. 12 is up and okay. Nubswood goes here. Nope. It doesn't look like it unlocked anything, but that's fine. One moment, I'm going to click back into the game proper. And yeah, like they said, we now have the clan info. This is where you'll be able to see a lot of stuff relating to, well, what areas you have taken over, what items you have for the clan, such as the Gedex soup. And what missions you have both acquired and completed. For completion, there's like 300 missions. Or for 100%, there's like 300 missions. So, yeah. Oh, and the next time we go to town, looks like we get a cutscene. Well, we literally moved one block, Mr. Pub Owner Dude. There's a lot of clanners out there looking for fights. Everyone wants to spread their influence. So if you don't have business with another clan, keep our distance. Well, our business is mostly going to be acquiring mithril weapons, but hey. If you fought every clan, you'd never get any work done. Not that all the clans are bad, but be careful. Eh, we're fine. It's fine. It'll 100%. Nah, we're good. Hold on. I actually need to double check something on Kebbit because the fact that he hasn't. Oh, Steel Shield is a 200 AP ability. Okay. Oop. I need to put the item command on Marsh. There we go. Just double checking to make sure we don't have anything else fancy. We did get another weapon though. Hold on, I need to sort this crap. Auto. Yes. Okay, that is Sensor. Sensor tells you what gear enemies are carrying. That may be hidden from the actual stats menu. It's a bit weird. It's not useful for 90% of the time. But the few times it is useful, yeah. Okay. So now we have a bunch of stuff going on. Fortune Ring, Thunder Rod. Okay, that's an option. Frosty Mage, I'm not gonna touch. Wanted. We want to save the Wanted mission because I think this Wanted mission has a unique steal that we want. Well, it's not a unique steal, but an early game steal that we want to get our hands on. Also, we have our first dispatch mission available. So if we start getting new units, we can send them on those, and that'll be how we get the required abilities to upgrade their job. Or to switch them to the higher tier jobs. Days 10. I'm gonna send Hibbit Let's send Kibbit on that one so he gets a little bit of extra XP while we're just running around. Do we have any other time dispatched? Ah, okay. So unfortunately, this one requires the item from the mission we just got. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time. Girl in Love, White Thread, we don't have... Yeah, that's a battle dispatch. How long does Fowl Thief last? Take the Getteg Soup. Yeah, infinitely available, so we can just kind of run around and burn time while we wait for that. That's an enemy dispatch, so not much we can do there. And double check rumors while we're at it. Yep. Redemption. Ah. Okay, mission items, clan levels, blah blah blah. Actually, I just realized I forgot something. Since we hit that last... Okay, no, the mission did not unlock. Okay. Well, let's take a couple of steps here. We need to burn 10 days, effectively. Missile. Okay. That means if we wanted to do the Fowl Thief mission, we could, but I want to wait until Kibbit's back, so we can switch him to a new weapon. Oh, and we have our first clan enemy. It is the Cyril Band. I don't think they move first turn. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Hold on, we're gonna dodge them a little bit. Okay. Oh, something if memory serves, it's like the first mission and the last mission, first day and last day of each month that special missions will unlock or show up in the plant or in the pub here. I'm just kind of derping hard and my words are getting mixed up. Doesn't look like anything popped up this time. Oh. So we're gonna have to hope that something crops up next month, otherwise we're a little bit boned. Okay. Uh-oh. I actually did not intend to do that. Well. Current law, anti-shell. Enemy team consists of 5 enemy units. Archer, thief, monk. Is that another thief? Yeah, archer, thief, monk, thief, soldier. What does this soldier have? Not even... Wow. Okay, they are average level 4, which means this is going to be a little bit painful. Especially considering we're down a unit. But, well... We'll live. Or maybe not. Okay, Mont Blanc can hit everybody on the upper layer from down here, so I want him there. Staring we'll put in there, and Spangler goes there. I'm gonna save scum the end of this a few times just to see if a mithril weapon will drop. If it will, we'll take it. If it doesn't drop after about 5 attempts, I will just move on. But I kind of want to get some of the others early on while we can, because it's going to be more and more difficult to get them the longer the game goes on. And getting the combo abilities are usually the hardest part to actually mastering a job, because the mithril weapons are so stupid to get. If you don't have a link cable, that is. I think that's actually their only ranged unit, now that I'm considering it. Yeah, that is their only ranged unit. I'm just gonna pile on. Shadow Stick. You know what? 50-50? Why not? Why am I not immediately going for the kill? Free XP. These are at minimum on-level enemies, so... I'm going to hit... No, I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm gonna move me back, or move Spangler there, and slap a Protect on this group. There we go. I should have checked the monk to see if they have Earth Render. This could be bad. Doesn't look like they do because they ran up. If they had Earth Render, they almost definitely would have just tried to slap me with it. I'll wait this one. Then Mont Blanc's turn, and Mont Blanc chooses Violence. Because Mont Blanc can cast from down here and hit an enemy on the upper level. Thief has decent evasion, so this may not hit, but... Oh, no, it hit. It hit. If memory serves, I believe someone's done a Mont Blanc-only run of the game. Which tells you just how busted he is. Oop, that's a free back attack. Ooh. Oh, or not free, okay. So the enemy just did something stupid. I'm going to capitalize on it entirely. They have two enemies in range of a monk. The monk has Whirlwind. What does Whirlwind do? Spin! And damage everything around you. Ta-da! I am going to just wait here. Is that archer's... Yeah, we don't want that archer moving. In fact... I'm gonna gamble 34%. Well, we got the kill. We'll take it. Okay, so I have to figure out what my save state button is before we go, or before we get the final hit. Which is gonna do weird things to the game audio, but eh. And 23 damage. Take it. Alright. Well, that just leaves... It just leaves us. Anybody else taking damage? I bet he's taking a little bit. We'll get Spengler up to level 4 by slapping a heal there. There we go. Yay! Spengler gets level. A thing to note, if you exceed the amount of XP for the next level, it will not overflow. You will start the next level at 0 XP. Just small thing to note for anybody new to the game. He's gonna go for Mont Blanc, isn't he? Yep. Called it. Damage is... Come on! Don't rob me. This is early game. I need that money. Okay, he only stole 6. Betty? Betty, I'm sorry. I have to try. Oh, survive, Betty, please. Miss! Miss! On both enemy units! And a level on Mont Blanc. Oh no. I'm just gonna get the kill on the archer here. And with that, let's... move you here. And I realized that was a completely useless move, or that was a completely useless decision, because now I need to move Betty anyways. Get the kill there if I get lucky. Please hit. Okay, that's the kill. Betty gets a little more XP, which is always nice because she's usually the one dragging behind. After this, I think Kibbit is actually going to be the one dragging. Ow. Oh no. I need to kill this soldier, and fast. Because he is almost guaranteed going to gank Mont Blanc. I think I'm just going to have him sit right... I think I'm just going to have Spangler sit right here. I'm just going to cure. And then to save... Yeah, just to make sure that doesn't turn into a back attack, I'm then going to turn Spangler that way. Oh cool, the soldier's going after Spangler instead of Mont Blanc. I will take it. Oh, shoot. I have no way to get that monk right now. That's fine. Gank the soldier. That's a crit. Staring is really on a rampage today. Well, we just got him today, but you know what I mean. And with the monk as the only one left, I am going to check the save state button. File, save state, okay, Shift F1 and then F1 to load. Okay, got it. Sorry about that. Okay, so I want to save state right before I finish this button. So Shift F1. Assuming this hits. Like I said, oh, do it again. Uh-oh, I'm not clicked into the emulator, so hold on. Uh-oh, it didn't load, or it didn't work. Oops. The game is not allowing me to cheat. It's fine. Also, can we talk about how... Can we talk about how that monk just got 16 XP from hitting Mont Blanc? Can we talk about that? That's a little bit ridiculous. I am going to give Marsh a little bit of extra XP. Wait. How much do you have? Yeah, they're both level 4. Oh. Yeah, speed break on staring. An XP gained. Oh yeah, the judge can randomly move people's bodies, by the way. And in later missions, it will just waste time. Okay, will this kill? No! Ow. Okay, Mont Blanc is back up. This time I figure out the actual save state button. So it is Shift F1, I believe. And then let's just cast fire next to him. Either this works, or I have to... Either this works, or I just don't bother save scumming it. Okay. Now, we'll get the results screen, and then we'll be able to see what our reward is from completing the battle. And we get an echo screen. Do it again. Congratulations. First of all, I'm only going to attempt this 5 times. I'm not going to like continue save scumming past that. If we don't get something good within those 5 attempts, so 4 more after or 3 more after this one, we'll just call it good, and we'll move on. Thornbow, I believe that's just purchasable. Try it again. What's funny is there's only an 85% chance of hitting, so I could completely whip this instead. Okay. So there is a quick save method you can use to, I think, pull this off on console, but it's a lot clunkier because you have to go all the way back through like the starting menus and everything. Barong. One more attempt. Oh, not fight. Wait. Why did I think I was on the fight menu? Screw it. We're just gonna hit him with Thunder instead and see if that changes the RNG. Alright, this is the last attempt. Let's see if we get lucky. I may be fighting the wrong clan entirely to get anything. That might be a factor as well. If I'm remembering correctly, there's only a few. Oh, we got a duplicate Scramasax. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, it's Clan Marble that's the one that you're supposed to go after, I think. It's fine. Okay, let's stall out until our team gets their stuff. Because that wizard hat is going on somebody. Okay. So we got any new recruitable units, which is kind of weird. Oh. Well, that's a thing. We have a mission requiring a fencer. The dispatch for 1 battle. I'm gonna send out Betty on this one. Nope. And what else? Can't do that one because we don't have the white thread. Ah, there we go. Who needs AP more? I think exercise is like a 300 cost ability. Spengler will have his Spengler will have his next ability on the next fight, so I think I'll just send him out instead. Yeah, that's 2 units gone right now. Okay. And double check some things. I should have just sent Kibbit out to finish out Steel Shield. I am stupid. Okay, well, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Buy and sell. I need to preemptively get another dagger. I think I'm going to get the Jambia for Steel Accessory. It's a bit more of a niche ability, but it's one that we'll want when it's available. Also, I'm going to need a Judge Staff for Arrow. Or not Arrow. Shell. Wow. I'm already looking forward to having a Bishop. other things. Is there anything else important? We're not gonna have Speed Break mastered for a bit longer. I think I just saved my remaining money. And there's a decent chance I end up screwed. Yep. Well, we're gonna do it anyways. Say hello to Clan Marble. They are supposedly one of the ones that drop mithril weapons, so we're gonna see what happens. Laws are anti-confuse. We also don't have a white mage, so we cannot afford to screw around on this mission. Or on this fight, rather. And they have a height advantage on an archer. That's not good. No healers on their side, but we are just going to be down part of our team here. Okay, I'm gonna put Marsh there. Mont Blanc there. Kibbet there. We're basically splitting 2 and 2. Marsh and Staring will take the bottom group while Mont Blanc and Kibbet go top. And once again, if I can manage it, I'll probably do another 5 attempts on the save scum to see if I can get a mithril weapon. Well, that's a great start. By which I mean not a great start at all. Just gonna wait that out. Oh, he's gonna snipe Mont Blanc immediately. No, he's going for Staring. You're plinking him for 3 damage. What are you expecting to happen here? Dude, that was possibly one of the worst mistakes you could have made. Oh, that reminds me, I also need to check for shields, so I can see if any are worth stealing. You do not have a shield? You do not have a shield? Man, the enemy gear is kind of crap on this round. Yeah, no shields on anybody, so Kibbet is literally just a physical attack bot at this point. Is fine. Yeah, we're not gonna screw around. We're going straight for the kill on everybody we can. Oh, that's not good. But we can potentially block off the soldier from getting down to Mont Blanc. And hey, we hit on a 20-some-odd%. Okay, enemy thief is gonna smack Marsh. Oh, that's not a thief. Oh no. That's something way worse than a thief. That's not good. That's really not good. I am going to move Mont Blanc up here, as ill-advised as it is. Screw it. Let the 40% fly. And the 40% have not failed yet. Which is shocking. Oh, he is going to retreat and attempt to recover. I'll put him back up to 21% or 21 HP? Alright, Nat here is probably going to try and hit. Yep. Gonna go for Staring. And is gonna get slapped in return. Oh my god, that was half his health. That's not good. That's really not good. Marsh, you can sit there for a little bit, buddy. I need to deal with a guy. Yeah, this is a DPS race, and Staring is going to lose if he doesn't get a dodge. They are hard targeting. Yeah, they are hard targeting Staring right now. It's actually kind of ridiculous. The archer and the warrior are both just going after him without any care in the world. Okay. Can't do anything about the warrior. I'm taking out this archer, though. Wait. Yeah, I'm taking out the archer. And then... questionable decisions abound, but I'm going to turn him down that way. Move Kibbit up. And he leaves the enemy soldier with 1 HP. Thank you, Kibbit. I should have just made you an archer. I'm regretting going... I'm regretting trying to go for the long game and getting a thief put together. I'm gonna move Mont Blanc down here and see if I can clink anybody. No, doesn't look like it. I'm just gonna have him wait here then. Okay. You're low. I can't do anything more with him. The soldier's probably gonna run and try and heal himself again. Which means if I continue trying to chase with Kibbit, it's gonna turn into a 2v1 very quickly. In fact, I think the fencer's... Oh no, the fencer is switching locations. She's trying to join the brawl down here, it looks like. And thing about warriors, they're effectively the Banga equivalent of soldiers, which means they also have in their AI, if their HP gets low, they will run away and use first aid. Very, very useful thing to know. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna clear this guy as best I can. Let them come to me. There's no good anti-back attack position there. But if I'm lucky... Am I lucky? Please crit. Nope. Never lucky. Okay. I'm gonna accept the possibility of a back attack on staring. Come on, hit the 48. Thank you. Give it leveled up. Okay, Mont Blanc. Go nuts. Cast fire from here. It's only a 24, or it's a 40% chance, but... we've hit weirder. Yeah, I think something's actually weird with the percentages on this game. And they aren't what they're listed as. Ow, don't hit me with a bell. What's wrong with you? You gotta put a dent in it, and then the sound's not gonna be right. Damage and poison on Mont Blanc. Let's see if it pays out. Missed. Alright, is this guy going to... Yep, he's gonna continue running. I don't think he'll run after he's above 20 HP, so... we should be fine. Yeah. Hold on. What's our turn order here? It's our full team, then basically the enemy's full team. Okay. That was not where I wanted to go. I want to backstab you! Oh no, they have reflex. That's horrible. So, reflex auto-dodges normal attacks. And Marsh doesn't have anything that will get around that right now. So it's basically guaranteed Mont Blanc's kill. Unless if Staring can get around it with Whirlwind, but I doubt it. Let's find out. preview the actions, see. Oh no! It goes around, Whirlwind gets around Reflex. I think Reflex is just for normal attacks then. Okay. I'll take it. And Kibbit is gonna be kind of useless here. I'll move him this way and wait. I kind of want to do a cheeky kill here. Oh, I can't because Reflex. Darn it. Okay, fire. Go to the old standby. Mont Blanc gets another kill and is continuing his rampage. Oh, did I accidentally bump my audio button? Come on. No, we're still good. And I can just get a little bit of XP on Marsh by super stating here because he's under full HP, so we should get XP for it. Yep. And Kibbit is steadily closing the gap here. Alright. Just in case. I'm going to hit the save state. Like I said, we're only going to try to save Scum for the Mithril weapons 5 times. Also, I just realized that now we're going to have to we're going to have to repeatedly successfully hit the 50% in order to get the clears. Oops. Holy crap, we got an elixir. No though. That's useless. Elixirs go in the inventory and never come back out. So, attempt 2. We're looking for Mithril Dagger, Mithril Epee, or Mithril Rod. Battle Boots, not any of those. Like, any Mithril weapon except for the Mithril Sword will be useful, but those are the ones that would actually let us do things with other party members effectively. Okay. Attempt 3. Mithril Staff. Okay. That is for White Mage. As well as a few others, I believe. But that is a Mithril weapon. Kibbit mastered Steel Shield. And Swords and Cyril cleared. We get the Victor Sword for that, which is a unique weapon. It doesn't have an ability on it, but it'll deal a little bit of extra damage for us. And we have a new unit. We have Dwight, a white monk by default. However, he will be able to be switched over into other jobs and be used as a dispatch unit until we have him where he needs to be. So I think Dwight I'll just have as a warrior and have him rotating into the party normally. I don't remember what some of the unlocks for the later jobs are. But until he's actually in combat, we're good. I am going to switch him to warrior so we don't accidentally put him in combat by mistake. Okay. We do have Fowl Thief as our mission here. It's Fire Banned, Ice Allowed. Wow, 2 wanted missions up at the same time. That's a bit ridiculous. That's the ice shield. Flower base. I don't think we can take any of these right now. Cheetahs is the next main mission, so that's why we aren't going there. So I think we just do Fowl Thief. After I check all of this, of course. Okay. Oh, right. People have mastered abilities. I thought I got another... Yeah, I got the Jambian. I need to sort my items. Like, holy crap. Wait, why are you still on mission? Oh, he's still on mission because I forgot that that's a day one and not just a... Yep, there he is. We also get the Kaiser Knuckles, which will be useful on staring. There we go. Oh, no new unit off of that. It's a bit of a shame. Hold on. That is additional magic power. Only one, though, on him. I'm gonna continue with the original plan. I'm going to equip the Judge Staff for now. The Lightning Staff. And then I think we put the Wizard Hat on Mont Blanc. Still no new weapon, huh? Still no new weapon for Mont Blanc. He's kind of fallen behind on the ability acquiring aspect. Okay, still shields, still accessories. You still have a ways to go on getting exercise unlocked. You still need 60 AP for Shadow Stick and 40 for Shield Bearer. I am going to double check something. Yeah, she has Red Mage available, which only requires one Fencer ability. That means we'll be able to get a Red Mage fairly quickly once we get another Vera unit. Assuming I don't want to go down the route of having a new Archer instead. I don't think anybody else mastered anything. So as long as the laws are good, yep, Chivalry. Let's do Fowl Thief to wrap up the... Let's do Fowl Thief to wrap things up. Oh? What's going on here? A singular lonely enemy, or does he have extra units around? Dabarosa, he's level 7. He also has some gear that'll be a little bit annoying to deal with. Yeah, still Gil, still XP, still JP, and counter. And he has weapon defense plus from another job. Wow, that comes from Paladin of all places. Oh, looks like we are only able to use 3 units here. So, if anybody would like to spend their channel points and force me to use specific units, the only one that's not allowed right now is Dwight, because we haven't decided on what he's going to end up being. Feel free. I will wait like about a minute. So, just a note about the redemption. Make sure you either select the race/job, or you call them by name if you remember their name. And I'll wait. Gives me a very quick chance to take a drink as well. I've been sipping at my drinks for the most of the stream, but sure, it's still getting a little bit rough here as we close in on the 3-hour mark. And I think if nobody's going to redeem, then I'm going to just get started. You have a... okay. Making sure of what that... making sure what that notification on Discord was. So, funnily enough, I will not be bringing Marsh into this. Betty needs to be here because she needs the XP. Spengler is going to be our support. He's going to make sure everyone else doesn't die horrible, painful deaths. And I think Kibbit. So functionally, our lowest three units. And this is an enemy with counter, so this is going to hurt. My only real option is to get lucky with Storm Strike, poison him early on, and then play hit and run with him. Oh, he counters. He can counter Storm Strike. That's great. But as you can see, that was 18 XP that Betty just got for that singular successful hit. I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm going to hit her with a protect from here. I'm gonna try and keep Spengler in the back as much as possible, because if the enemy gets a hold of him, he's just screwed. So I don't think he has an accessory. Hold on. I should really double check that again. If the enemy has an accessory, he has gauntlets, so I can take those. That'll actually lower his damage a little bit. See if I get lucky. I'm not gonna save scum normal combat stuff. That's only for trying to get mithril weapons. And we got the gauntlets. That's a good sign. Now he's probably gonna try and back attack. Yep, he's gonna try and back attack Betty. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Ow. We need to physically block him from getting to... Ooh. That's an idea. We need to physically block him from getting to Spengler as much as possible. There's not too many ways we can do that, but we're gonna give it our all here. Hit a cure. Not what I wanted to do. Get a cure on Betty. Slightly reduced XP for Spengler because he's higher level than Betty, but yeah, what can you do? I don't think he has anything else I can steal. I'm just gonna have to eat the counter here. That was 30 damage! No. Okay, I'm gonna follow up with the Swarm Strike again and hope for the poison. Please, poison. You're not getting poisoned. There's a level on Betty. She's now level 4. Catching up to the rest of the team a little bit. I'll move her one back in the hopes. Oh, no, he's going for Kemet. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That hurts a little bit. And Spengler has basically no move speed, so if he catches up, or if the boss catches up, there's nothing we can do. I'm just gonna keep plinking him as best I'm gonna keep plinking the boss as best I can. Heal up with Spengler where I can. And hope that's enough. He doesn't have too big of an HP pool, but that counter at this level is just... It's not good. Oh no, 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 no. And that is a dead... That's a dead Kibbit. I'm gonna keep going for the Swarm Strike. I don't really have another option. There we go. There's the poison. Betty? Betty? Okay. That hit was so powerful that we almost fully disconnected from Twitch and started dropping frames. I hope some of you are still here, but like, oh, that's, oh boy. Betty, get back up. I need you to eat damage and deal damage, but that's beside the point. I don't really have any other option other than moving him that way. That's only 7 per tick. This is not going to end well. Wait, he's trying... What? What? You could... You know what? By all means, steal XP. If that means there's a turn where you're not hitting me, then I will take it. Okay, fight. 19. Let's hope he doesn't hit. Let's hope the counter doesn't hit. That's about all I can do. There we go. And just because I can... No. not for 1 point, I'm sorry. And... yeah, I'm gonna try and body block a little bit here. And hope that he doesn't have enough move to get behind Spangler. Alright, she's actually nearly at full HP, so as long as I can hit this back attack, we're good. And there we go. Huh. And apparently our poultry thief here had a boss that he called for in his, well, not dying moments, but moments before incapacitation. And that gives us the Fortune Ring and Thunder Rod. Okay. And with the Thunder Rod there, that means Mont Blanc gets a new ability. Learns Thundara. I'll take it. I do need to check on that Fortune Ring and see what exactly it does. Null, Sleep, and Doom. Okay, that is also 3 defense and 5 resistance. Null, Sleep, and Doom. Who do I put that on? I think I'm gonna put it on Staring. Yeah, I'm gonna double up on Staring and give him the gauntlets as well. Like, just crank up his damage as much as possible. Now with that, let's check Cyril. Also, double check. Yep, there we go. Thief exposed. Oh. Member of Clan Borzoi. Interesting. Oh. And we have a new mission here with Free Cyril. Dispatch days 3 for a Choco Shield and a Fortune Ring. Do not mind if I do. Who do I want to send? Is anybody close to mastering anything that will, like, overcap if I don't send them now? You still have 60 points there, so I think we equip Dwight and start sending him out to get, get XP towards a advanced job. So for that, what we do is we equip him with a basic short sword and nothing else. Weird, I know, but in order to unlock advanced jobs, literally all you have to do is master active abilities. Support and other abilities do not count. So Dwight, for 3 days, is going to be on his way out. And we'll have to master at least 2 abilities, I think. I know kind of what I want to go for him, but I don't know how long it's going to take. Oh. How much you want to bet? Oh, no, that's the Sperm Knights. Huh. 2 and 3. He failed it. He failed the mission. And now I'm kind of stuck running around for a bit while I wait for this idiot to move out of the way. There we go. Back into Cyril. And see if I can take the stupid mission again. There we go. Anything else pop up of interest? Nope. We're just gonna hit these. And sadly, we lost the fortune ring, but we should get... What was the other item? Pure Staff, which will be another ability for, what's his name? Spangler. Okay. Yeah, some items from missions are fixed. Others will take, or will re-randomize each time you take the mission. There we go. Joko Shield and Pure Staff. And, as we clear out the stream here, new member. Are you kidding me? We get another warrior. I think this one will actually keep as a warrior. Okay. And now we have our first area free. And with that, I'm going to call it good for now. So, thank you all for watching. It was fun seeing so many people pop in, even if not everyone was vocal. I understand some people prefer to just watch and not chat. And I will be back on Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. That is the only remaining day this week I'm going to stream due to some, or guaranteed at least, due to some oddities with real-life stuff. But next week will be a Monday, Thursday, or not Monday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you're interested, feel free to drop a follow. I'm going to be continuing the run until we get until we beat the game. So, until then, take it easy, everybody. This is Rain, signing off.